Now, if there's one thing I've always marveled about 2042, it's Battlefield Portal. This is a mode that has potential for the future of the franchise, and a mode that could change everything in the future for the game. Not only does Battlefield Portal feature the weird, the wonderful, and the wacky, it also features grounded experiences that people enjoy. I've played everything from a wingsuit trainer to an aim trainer to, milsim experiences, hardcore experiences, and today we've got something a little bit different. Evil Elves and Santas in Battlefield 2042, and this is part of the Attack of the Elves limited time mode, which has been put into Battlefield Portal. I wanted to check this out because this limited time mode actually has some really cool implications for what's possible with Battlefield Portal, and what might behold the future of Portal as well. Now, this video is sponsored by EA, and I thank them for supporting the channel, but I was really stoked to see this come in, because it actually, although on the surface looks like a really weird and kind of crazy mode, the doorway has been open to lots more of future content that could get much more interesting. So at a basic level, this cursed Attack of the Elves mode is an infection style mode, where half the team are Santas with hipfire LMGs, and the other team are elves that run around stabbing people, who in turn then become elves if they've been stabbed. So, infection mode, so to speak. But it's interesting because you can only hipfire the LMGs, and the elves also have a grappling hook. So you can imagine as the Santa team, it takes quite some time to survive, and you do have to work together. And I actually had a lot of fun with this mode just because there were so many people in the lobbies who jumped around, they were all squatting up together, chatting in the chat, giving each other a little dance and wiggle to let them know that they were going to be there, be friendly and support them. And hey look, it's a Christmas mode. It's supposed to be a little bit stupid and supposed to be a little bit fun. Back in the days of Battlefield 4 in the CTE, we had snowballs for grenades and crazy sorts of cosmetics. So you might be wondering, well, why am I so excited about a Christmas mode that has some interesting bits here and there? And the answer is actually a little bit more important than that. There are a couple of things that have been achieved in this mode, which means that it's achievable in Battlefield Portal, which means that it may be part of the future of the game. For example, there are two new factions named Holiday and Holiday, meaning that it may be possible in the future to completely rename the different factions in the game, and possibly even have different factional setups within Battlefield Portal. It sounds very surface level, but simply being able to name factions adds another layer of customization to Battlefield Portal that hopefully will be available to everybody in the future. Now, the next really cool thing is the fact that they've decoupled an actual specialist ability from a specialist and given it to somebody else. Now, from what I can tell, all of the actual elves in the games are Falk, but they have the elf mask and elf skin on. But Falk has never had a grappling hook, so somebody has assigned the grappling hook ability to Falk herself. And that's really cool and interesting because it means, again, there is opportunities in the future for more decoupling of traditional things in Battlefield and in Battlefield 2042, and it may be possible that you could give, one entire team Boris's shield versus another team who have, miniguns. It's entirely possible to some degree that that might happen in the future. There may be entire futures of 2042 where you could have, 64 Casper drones flying around versus one person with a pump-action shotgun. I don't know, it's just something that's entirely available in the game, and the idea that you can start doing this decoupling and potentially take the customization and what's available in Portal one step further is something I'm really excited for in Battlefield Portal, and these limited time modes show the potential of what's available here. The next one is quite obvious: cosmetics that are exclusive to limited time modes. Now, this may sound silly, but a lot of people don't necessarily want certain types of cosmetics in the same game. You don't really always want somebody running around as Santa in your base game if it's, March 2022, right? And it does complicate things. I've had people, running around with Halloween skins in the middle of January in Modern Warfare and Warzone, for example. So the fact that this Christmas skin and elf skin is exclusive to a limited time mode in Portal is really, really cool. Not only because it hopefully opens the door for Portal-based cosmetics, but it also potentially opens up this library of assets that EA, DICE, and the guys over at Ripple can start building. Maybe in a couple of months' time, these skins might be available for everybody to use in Portal for certain modes. The same thing with the Christmas LMG and the candy cane that's been turned into a knife. These are assets that don't exist in regular 2042, but have the option and availability to be utilized in Portal. And maybe in the future we may see this huge build-up of random assets that have just been thrown into Portal that if you want to utilize, you can utilize. And it also means that 2042 can just have some fun with things. Now, I totally agree with the fact that the base game shouldn't have too many crazy and wacky cosmetics, because I like a grounded feel to an FPS game. But the fact that they can just throw off those chains and say, well actually in Battlefield Portal we can kind of do whatever we want. That's a really cool concept and idea to me, because it means that they can take Battlefield Portal to places that don't even make sense for Battlefield, but why not? Just do it anyway, because it could be a laugh, it could be good fun. So we're starting to see again that the future of Portal goes well beyond the custom modes that people have made so far, despite the fact that some of them are really cool. We have the wingsuit trainer, we have the aim trainer, we've had all sorts of infection modes and milsim modes, but the gloves can be taken off and things can get pretty rowdy and pretty crazy with these limited time modes. And hopefully some of the things that have happened in these LTMs, like custom cosmetics or the ability to rename factions, things like that may be able to trickle down into the version of Battlefield Portal that everybody can use. And that's a really exciting prospect, because Battlefield Portal, for me, is the shining star of the show. But one other thing I've overlooked, which is actually a really good positive and something Battlefield has never had before, is more of a seasonal content. So to start with, you've got the fact that Battlefield 2042 now has weekly challenges, something that has kind of been hit and miss in the past and hasn't really offered anything substantial. But more importantly, we're waiting for Season 1 to drop, which will be early next year. And traditionally in most Battlefield games that means sitting around and twiddling your thumbs until the next year, because it takes quite a while for that content to be prepared, and it takes quite a while for DICE to develop it, or EA, or whoever so happens to be in charge of development. And then it also takes a while for people to come back off of the Christmas holiday and get back into the rhythm of things. And never before really have we had a situation where there's even been a sort of minor amount of content in the lead up to that first initial content drop. If you guys think back to Battlefield 1, the first DLC for that game took a very long time to release. And while I think it's safe to say that the new content for 2042 next year will be coming a little bit faster than that, it's really nice that for the first time ever we have these options of limited time modes and limited time Portal experiences that can kind of bridge that gap in a way that hasn't been done before. Whether it was the Jack Frag's gun game, or Stod's Snipers game mode, or this crazy, Elves versus Santa Christmas experience, and all the other Rush and Conquest experiences that have also been added, there are just lots of opportunities for content to fill that void. So folks, it's been me, the Tactical Brit. We're on the road to 80k subscribers, so feel free to drop one if you fancied this video, and I will catch you guys again in another video.